G'day. Josh and Dan here from the Acoustic Centre. Joshy, this is a really cool one, something that's very close to your heart. We're talking Resonator guitars today.
I would like to take all of the Resonator guitars home with me. All of them.
You've played them a lot over the years. You've recorded with them. You've owned them.
Yep.
Today we were going to do something interesting and maybe just break down the difference between a wood body resonator and a steel. So we have
I just thought
two
it was
similar
really cool.
models.
Yeah, it doesn't often happen that we have two guitars that are pretty much identical but steel body. Now, this is what we call an NRP. An NRP is thin gauge steel. It's not bell brass. Okay? So that's what the NRP guitars are. This is the M-14T wood body, and it's got a strange name which in Australia means something else, but it's the ThunderBox is what this is called. This one's called the Barnyard Blue.
Look at that finish, a speckled Barnyard Blue finish, something we ordered. Very interesting, very cool.
Now, just as an aside, I love that with a lot of the companies that we work with at the shop, you can just see the manufacturing just gets better and better year in, year out. And the people who are painting these, it's absolutely phenomenal that you can do that.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So, it's got that aged feel.
Yeah, it's designed to look like an old paddock bomb that's been sitting out, in the paddock, rusting away. Now, both of these guitars are 14 fretters. So generally speaking, most Nationals are 12 fretters. Yeah, so it's pretty unique that we have two 14 fretters. A 14 fretter is nice because you just have a little bit more space. You can get those kind of, it's a little bit more accessible, a little higher, so that's what's going on. Two identical guitars, one's wood, one's steel. So let's just play something quickly on the wood one.
Incredible volume comes out of these guitars. Of course, they were designed in the day way before there was any such thing as an electric guitar, Joshy, and people needed volume.
They did, that's correct, So I don't have a cone with me, but the cone in here is aluminium. So it just looks basically like a cone going this way. And this is what we call a biscuit bridge in this guitar. We could go on about Reso-Phonic guitars all day, really.
All right, well, let's do a swap and hear the difference. This is going to be really interesting.
Here we go.
From wood to steel.
Okay, I'll try and play the same thing.
Incredible sound. What are you hearing there?
Well, I mean, I think you can hear that it's not quite as round as this one, and it's a bit brighter, and it sounds more steely.
It does. Maybe even a touch louder again.
Yeah. What are you hearing? You're hearing that?
Yeah, a tiny bit louder. They were actually closer than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah. So they're pretty close. So this just goes to show again that most of the tonality is coming from the cone on these things.
Yeah, right.
And these play a sort of a second. The body plays a secondary part in the tone. Of course, it's the resonating chamber around the resonator, but it's mainly the cone on these which is producing all the tone. They're just such a great sound.
What a sound. The neck, the setup, the string spacing, would you say these guitars come set up for either slide or just standard playing?
Yeah, so they come set up as, I would say, that they're high enough to play slide on, but low enough to play fingerstyle non-slide on. So you can certainly set them up. They're a little more difficult to set up than a standard acoustic guitar, but you can set them up and change setups on Nationals, of course.
They arrive just, perfectly set up from National, of course. They know exactly what they're doing there. It's a soft V, sort of a vintage neck profile, not too sharp, not too wide, certainly playable. Bone nuts. Everything about them is done to the highest order, Joshy. Beautiful tuners. Slotted headstock.
And I love the fact that National have come up with their own biscuit. This is a biscuit bridge with the saddle in the top. You can't see the saddle because it's underneath there. But they have a system now where you can change different saddles in and out of the actual biscuit.
Okay.
So you could do an ebony saddle or a maple saddle or a mahogany saddle.
Yeah.
I think they've got a walnut one as well, which actually changes the tone quite a lot.
Yeah.
You know. So again, it takes a little bit of fiddling to get it set up well, but we know what we're doing at the shop if you need any help out there. But what can we say? National is just a phenomenal company, and we just love playing them. And I think it's an can't even speak. Interesting comparison to do wood versus steel.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg in the resonator world. Of course, you have tricones, single cones, 12 fretters, 14 fretters. We have a whole range in store. We just thought it would be interesting to break it down to 2 single cones in wood and steel, so you can hear the difference. Beautifully done.
Yeah.
Thanks, right. Joshy. Take us out with a few chords.
Ring on forever, that one.
Beautiful, mate. Like that.